Our town was approximately 120 people, 45, 50 families.
And how many were left after the war?
None. Only a few young people come back.
And that's it?
That's it, that's it.
And before the war, there were Jewish stores and...
Yes, for Jewish stores. In our town was Jewish farmers too.
And a Jewish temple?
Sure, Jewish temple, sure, was a Jewish temple. Or butchers or everything, but...
And after the war, there's nothing?
Nothing, absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing.
So the Jewish people that were left in the town, they leave?
No, after a few weeks later, everybody went away from this town. Nobody was live anymore over there. They went to Budapest, or they went to Israel, or to Germany, or to someplace else. Nobody is over there.
I returned to my hometown, but I couldn't find nowhere Jews. Jews weren't found.
But before the war, there were hundreds of Jews.
Before the war, there was?
Whole families, hundreds of people.
Yes.
After the war,
there was nothing.
When I came back home, I get 1 month, I get vacation. And I came back in the same city where I was born. I didn't find nobody. Everything was broken, everything, they dig out the floors, they was looking for gold. You know, I didn't find nobody. So I went, in my town I didn't have nobody. So I went in another town, like to my wife where she used to live in Le. I was there a month, and then I went back to Prague to the army.
How many people do you think had been in your town, Jewish people? How many hundreds of Jews?
In my hometown was Jewish people, about 2,000 Jewish people, and a few, maybe a few came back. I don't know how much they came back, but almost all of them never came back. For my whole family, my father, my mother, a brother and a sister, they never came back. We went like to Auschwitz, and they never came back. My whole family was about 120 people. The Sklar family was 120 people. And it came back, maybe 10 people came back from the 120 people. Kids and older people, and maybe about 10 people came back. The rest of them all won't get killed in Auschwitz.
As soon as they had transportation, they used to call each group, because they couldn't take us all at the same time. So they took us by buses from Dachau to Munich. And from Munich, we went by train to Prague. And from Prague, we went to another city, Brno. And each train station we came in, they had a delegation there with food waiting for us, and they fed us. And when I came to this city, Brno, I found a girl there who was helping, also feeding us, giving us food. She came from the same town I come from. In other words, she was there living with her father. Her father used to be in the custom, a custom officer in our town. And I was very friendly with this girl. She didn't recognize me, because the way I looked, she didn't recognize me. But I recognized her, and then when I started to talk to her, she knew, you know, she recognized me, and she started to cry, you know, and she wanted just to stay there. but I wouldn't, I said I got to get going. And I went back on the train, and we went to Budapest. And from Budapest, there was already Jewish organizations waiting for us, and they put us up, in houses or schools or whatever, and they fed us, they gave us clothes, all kinds of clothes, and they also gave us some money so we can go further, wherever we had to go. And from Budapest, I went back home to see who was alive and who came back from the camp. When I came back to the house, the only one I found there was Julia and Barry. Esther and Dory were not there at that time. They were already in the area, but they were out from the house. And as soon as I saw Julia and Barry, I said, where is the rest? So Barry told me that Dory is here and Esther, but the two younger sisters were killed. And my mother and father were killed too. Then a little later I found out that out of 70 cousins I had, 2 cousins came back only. 2 first cousins from my father's side. And 4 cousins came back from my mother's side, and an uncle, 1 uncle, and 2 aunts came back. My mother's brother and my mother's 2 sisters came back. The rest of them were killed in Auschwitz, gassed. When they got into Auschwitz, they divided them, and the ones which went to the left, which the older people or the younger people, they took them, they told them they're going to give them a shower, and they let the gas come out, and they gassed them all, while the Germans were watching people dying. They were having like an orgasm, the Germans.
Yeah, didn't they have a little window or something that they could watch these people?
Yeah.
What were the people back in Lou, when you came back now, what did you think of these peasant people that were around Lou, these Ukrainian peasants? What was your impression of these people?
Well, I really didn't want to have much to do with them, because they were really not nice to us, while we were still there. So when I came back, we really didn't have much to do with them, except I had a couple of friends I went to school with, and they were pretty happy to see me, that I came back. But I didn't stay long in Lou. I just didn't want to stay in the place where, the memories were too, bad memories. So I decided, and Julia went first, and she settled in Sudetenland. She got from the Czech government an apartment because she had a fiancé at home who was in the Czech army from Russia, who was captured by the Russians, and he was in the Czech army, and while he was fighting to come into Czechoslovakia, to liberate Czechoslovakia,